I almost forgot to put on my subtitles. Uh, I'm just ordering dinner right now, and then we're gonna hit it. Oh, whew. Sorry, I was just getting my. I was just looking at my. I was looking at account stuff, getting ready to transfer food, and then transfer money for food rather, and then I'm not gonna say it. Let's just say that now is a good time to check to make sure how much I had before I did anything, because that would have been awkward. But hi, Shan, how you doing? Hopefully well. And hi to anybody that's lurking. Hopefully y'all are also doing well. So that makes Cosmo, Shan, Steppy. Yeah. So if you're lurking, thank you. Thank you for lurking. I appreciate you. If you're here, like hang out, hang out. Thank you for that also. Wow. Sin went straight in, straight for the jugular. All right. All right. Sorry, y'all. I'm literally just comparing prices for dinner right now. Damn, y'all are really about. Damn, y'all really. Never changed. Y'all messy. Y'all are so messy. But y'all are so messy. Messy as messy gets. You know what? We're in this together, so. So it is. Just how you like it, I presume? Yeah, more or less, something like that. Hey, Val. Alright, let's do video games while I wait for food to come. By which I mean let's develop a video game. Yeah, let me just have that. Food ain't the only thing. Sham. Shit. At this point, you think I'd be used to this motherfucker making every inside thought an outside thought? You'd think I'd be used to this, and yet somehow I am still not. It's not actually super cold up here, but like my feet are chilly, and so are my fingies. So what are inside thoughts? Exactly my point. Also, alright, let's see. Exactly. By the same token, though, this is exactly... Yeah. Let's get to it. So, one of the most important things I did with Viral Core Busters that y'all won't be able to notice is that I finally went and put it onto source control, because I was putting that off for a while. I will say, just as like a general thing, as general good practice, don't do that. If you're like, I'm making a video game, right? If you're like, I'm making a video game, and, you know, obviously doing it on like a computer, the thing you should do very early on, even if you're not planning on doing like a bunch of stuff, is like, you know, don't put off the ladder, because what happens is if you start getting into things and then you make a change and then you really don't like that change, at least if you put it in source control and you committed before you made that change, you have a way of rolling back so that you don't like blow up all of your shit. Very important. That didn't happen with Viral Core Busters, but it could have. Not in the context of like, oh, I nearly blew Viral Core Busters up, but more so that like I was playing with fire for a while there. Yeah. So I was putting it off for longer than I should have, but I eventually did it, and it's fine, and it's taken care of. But I should be talking about the things that I was doing while I was away. So, without getting into like deep details about it, because if you're in the Gilded, you already know. But yes, if you're working on a video game, it's a good idea to put it into source control as quickly as you can, even if it's like a prototype. For two reasons. One, hard drives fail. Two, while you're programming, there's always a non-zero chance that you are going to metaphorically stick your fork in the garbage disposal and fuck some things up. That gets done very easily if you're not careful. So, as a general rule of thumb, I generally advise source control as soon as possible. Yes, very good idea. Should do. putting it off is one of those ways by which you basically choose to you're basically playing ultimate chicken horse with fate, and that is not a situation you want to be in, because if you get got, source control, because chaos control is unavailable at this time. Actually, probably. Why are you giving me that sweat look, Val? Why are you giving me the sweat, huh? What? Anyway, I have my suspicions, but you know what? Okay, I was about to say that, making it sound like, I was about to say that sounds like that's somebody who, I was about to say that sounds like somebody who knows that they were supposed to have done a thing and then didn't do a thing. All right. Let's. I did a bunch of things really with our core busters. That's the hard part. I don't actually remember everything I got done because I've been doing so much. Right, that's the thing I was saying. Sitting here looking at Home Depot because Shibari is a thing. Why? Why? Anyway, let me not indulge this man because he's about to say extremely wild shit and some extremely cursed. Well, not that Shibari is cursed in and of itself. Just I already know Shannon's gonna go somewhere with this that I'm gonna have a Dr. Sweet moment over later. So you know what? All right. So, right. The thing I was saying before I got distracted by Shan deciding to do Shan things. For reasons that I'm not discussing on stream, but that people who are in the Gilded know already. The main reason why I missed last week's stream was because I had some stuff to take care of the week prior, and basically by the time I got back home that Wednesday, I was just like, you know what, this is a me day. I'm just going to sit and pull myself back together and kind of just vibe, which is why like Friday and Sunday, this past Friday and Sunday, question mark. Yeah, that's about right. It was mostly just me like kind of pulling uh pulling my brain together. So now we should be back over here. Honestly, I'm glad you took some new time. Real talk. Real talk. Yeah. Uh, yeah. Glad to have you back. We had the right thing to do. Yeah. Same. Yeah. Um, you know, it was just one of those things where it's like I could have done it that day, and I was thinking about it for half a second, but I was like, realistically, no, I shouldn't. Um, I just kind of needed the time to just like not. I was just like, you know what? Let me just not fuck around. Not particularly just because I knew that everybody in my community would come for my neck if I decided to push through anyway. It was also just one of those things where I sat and I thought about it, and I thought about it really hard, and I was like, you know what? No, I am not together enough to like pull my shit together to try to be 100% myself um, off the heels of this thing. Everybody is fine. Nothing bad happened to me. like I said, I'm not going into the details about it on stream because it's a personal thing. But basically, I was required to like be out of, not required. That's not quite the right word. The week before last Wednesday, I basically was made aware of a thing that happened, and I was like, okay, cool. Over the weekend, that jumped to, you know what? Let me just monitor this situation for a bit longer, and that kept me out of the house until Wednesday of last week. And then last week, Wednesday, late at night ish, I got back home, and I was like, you know what? I could start stream late, or I could just not stream at all and come back on Friday. So I took like the rest of the Wednesday and Thursday to pull myself together. We've had streamed these 2 days. Now we're back with our Core Busters. I spent most of that time when I was not at home programming stuff for our Core Busters. So we have a lot of things to go over in terms of what I've changed and what is different. So I've been yakking. Let's play some goddamn test game development thing. Yeah, I was needed. That's the short answer. I was needed somewhere, so I went there. I forgot that is really loud because I haven't fucked with the mixing yet. I'm sorry. I am sorry. I did not mean to jump scare. I didn't mean to jump scare everybody. I forgot that because I don't have any mixing. And the short answer is the mixer. The mixer exists in the actual game proper, but I have not actually set up the. I haven't set up like the. I haven't set up the actual like in-game options for it yet. So yeah, sounds are primarily what I spent a lot of time preparing while I was out and about. I basically had to sit down and redo a bunch of animation system stuff behind the scenes in order to mostly get things working the way that they're supposed to. The only thing that doesn't work quite properly yet is moving attacks, because people's animations freeze and I haven't figured out specifically why it's not working yet, but that is probably a tonight thing. So yeah, as far as like Funk himself goes, we basically have his charge shots work correctly, and thanks to a program known as Effectsier, which basically is used to make particle systems and things like that. I was using it with Viral Core Busters for Unity. I was using Viral Core Busters. Wow, that's backwards. I was using Effectsier for Viral Core Busters when I was doing it in Unity also, but it fairly recently-ish, from what I can tell, got support in Godot, which is even better, really, because this means now that, like, one, I'm able to port over all the effects that I made in Effectsier for Viral Core Busters, and they work pretty much. So this basically mostly just covers like the charging up effect. Aside from that, health bars are a thing now for the enemies, mostly. Aside from that, characters do also like take damage and things like that now. there's no like dying animation or anything yet, but that's a whole other thing. Funk can also, I don't remember if this is already a thing or not, but Funk can basically use his dashing ability to run into enemies, and when he does, he gets a free use of it afterward. So it's a thing where basically, theoretically, you can like rush at and charge enemies to death. I will probably at some point remove that or otherwise limit it. But I was like, let me just put the fun thing in first, and we'll go from there. That's for him. Koro is more or less in the spot that she was in before. Just need to. I update the level manager so that I don't have to like manually load. I don't have to manually switch the scene when I want to switch to a different character. Probably do that tonight. That's not too hard. Damn it. Did that break? When did that break? Why did that break? Cool, that's something to try to fix in a minute, isn't it? Let's see. Because something broke with jumping and stuff like that, which means there's something that I wasn't paying attention to that I probably broke last time. There we go. Wall jump, Y speed modifiers. Why is it saying it's out of bounds? Alright, hold on. That means that something got messed up in translation over here. Let me see something here. Wall jump. Wall jump speed modifiers. Let me see something here. Something broke with the wall jumps. So it is time to see if we can figure out what that was. Oh. Oh. Okay, that's cool. So it looks like the project associations broke miserably. So I need to see if I can fix that. All right. Okay. Second. Ah, damn it. Something broke in the other files. I got to do a little bit of surgery. Let's see here. Alright, hang on a second. Okay, hold on a second. I'm gonna do something silly that I probably shouldn't do. I'm gonna grab these out. 1 second. I'm gonna do something silly that I probably shouldn't do. I'm gonna try to make this thing redo its. Okay. Yeah, it's still jacked up. It's something that's screwed up with the project files, so I gotta fix that real quick. Or this is gonna be really annoying. Yeah, I'm just messing around a little bit, trying to get some things to be. I gotta get the actual Visual Studio stuff is not hooking up correctly with the project, so I'm just taking a minute to try to fix that. Because if I don't, it's gonna cause the program will still theoretically work. It just causes issues with a bunch of other stuff that I really don't want to have to deal with right now. So I'm trying to see if I can get Visual Studio to stop being weird. Oh, what a pain. Check one more thing. Project settings. Come on. Give me something here, damn it. Yeah. So I gotta poke around at this for a little bit in order to try to get this to work right. Because that's the thing is. Thank you so much for the 3 months resub. If I can get an exclamation point hype in the chat. Berlin resubbing, deeply appreciate it. You caught me in the middle of like trying to like dig elbow deep into getting some other stuff to stop being weird. So we are at the moment just having us a little bit of a fuss and a holler over that. But let's see here. Okay. Yeah, basically it's nothing that has actually like broken it from working. In theory, it's more or less just that there are certain things that I can't check without there's certain things that I can't check without it being um, without it doing some nonsense. Okay. Okay. Why is it? Okay then. It's some 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 association change somewhere, and that's why it's doing that. So I figured that part out, which is good. Now it's just the other part of this I need to sort of sort out here. Um, Escudo test window capture. Second now. Okay. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so why is it? No, we're not doing that. Come on now. 22. Okay. So you do it that way, it works fine, but not the other way. Okay. Why is the solution name in all caps? Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So basically, you see this up here where it has it all in caps. This is the problem because now it's not looking for the right solution file. And I need to figure out how to fix that. And that's where we are currently having a problem. So I can figure out how to fix that, then we're back in business. Let's see here. Where are you? do that, then it's fine. All right, hell with it. We have a way of working around it for right now, so we can use that. I think mostly. Um, Let me see something here. All right. Oh, we're already back into debugging. Not what I was expecting to have to do right away, but sure. And now the mixer's messed up again. Why are we like this? Hang on, I just got to do it manually. So I'm going to come over here to the level manager, audio stream player. I need to like manually pitch down the volume until I get around to like actually doing that. Oh, did I not? That's weird. Okay. Which means that there's some things that didn't transfer over at some point. So you're gonna go over here. All right, let's try this now. I know it's way. I know that the music's like way softer now, but I decided to kick it way down as opposed to keeping it too high up. Okay. Okay, that's set, which means. Okay. I was wondering why that was acting up. That's so. That's weird. These things are so weird. Alright, computer is just doing computer things, I guess. I don't know. Hell. Yeah. Wall jumping was working beforehand, but I got the. Now we actually have the. What's it called? Now we actually have the. Now we actually have the velocities sort of keeping in a way that looks a little bit more natural and a little bit less off. I should also check the Visual Studio installer and see if there are any updates, because that may also help. So I'm going to wait a minute and let Visual Studio do an update real quick, because in my head, that could also help resolve whatever the heck is going on. Let me also make sure that my food didn't arrive while I wasn't looking. Okay, not yet, but soon, TM. All right. Can't actually run it while this is still updating. I'm being silly. I'm like, why didn't that work? I guess I can just talk the way through in the meantime. So basically, the things that I've done insofar as what I've been doing in the downtime in between, wall jump velocities actually are a little more natural looking than they used to be. I actually finally sat down and like redid those. Animations have generally been reanimated to be a little bit less awkward than they've been previously. We have test enemies. Yeah, there's got to be some kind of phenomenon with a name for a software bug that end users never experience until the time between the fix for that bug is released and they've updated to include that fix. Yeah, more than likely. Yeah, I'm just letting the Visual Studio installer run real quick. Wow. Because like worst comes to worst, I can actually go do programming in like Notepad, and theoretically it will work. But that's not a thing that I want to have to do. But I want to be sure that like we fix this, that this thing is fixed, so that I'm not having to like manually open up the project file every time. Having to do that will make me big sad. Ah, there's the food. Thank you. If I'm lucky, this is the same thing that mom orders from this spot. If I'm not lucky, then I got this wrong. Looks like we're lucky. Power's out. Just code in a notebook, 5-head. Yeah. We could program in Notepad++ if I really felt like it. But it is a little bit too much work to actually want to like have to deal with it. I knocked over the lid that was holding some of the stuff I didn't eat. I don't eat out of this. And for half a second, I thought I knocked over the entire thing of food that I was eating and I was going to scream. And then the rest of my brain caught up with it and went, no, silly goose, it's just the lid. On the minus side, there's now a streak of wet on the floor that I'm going to have to wipe up. I'm going to have to wipe up, but you know. Okay. We are about 58 to 60% of the way through the update. So we gotta see. To clarify what we're waiting on again, I'm installing an update for Visual Studio because I'm hoping that it will fix the issue that I'm having where the code doesn't associate right. Because nothing's actually broken, but my ability to troubleshoot things becomes much harder. So while I'm waiting for the install to finish, I'm just catching up with my food and pondering over what things I'm gonna try to get actually programmed tonight. One more drink. Basically it's downloading and verifying the last of these packages, then it has to install a bunch of stuff afterward. So the whole thing's downloaded now. Now just waiting for it to install stuff. And hopefully I don't have to restart my computer, because that'd be awesome. Be 2% installed. So let's see. Okay. Nope. All still wrong. Cool. Yada yada does it. Or nope, wait, no, we're cooking, we're back, we're so back. All right, never mind, I'm full of shit. We're so back. Well, that part doesn't work, but let me close this and restart it. I might be winning. Okay. Most important thing is at the build button. Okay, looks like that build button isn't broken anymore. And then we open the programming. Okay, yeah, we're in there. No, I don't want GitHub Copilot. GitHub Copilot can eat my butt. Don't want it. All right, we're back. We're cooking with gas. Okay. Minus the part where I forgot to turn down the audio again. We're just gonna do this for like a minute. Or better yet. Ah, damn it. Fix this. This is sick. X. And let me just make sure of one thing. No load stuff. Okay, let's see if this will actually work now. Okay, yeah, there we go. Much better. I like how I put it through the music bus and it's still really loud. Let's just double down on that. main thing that we got working primarily is also, by and large, that, aside from this, for whatever reason, sometimes we get stuck, and I'm not really sure why. So that's weird. Why are you getting stuck? State machine, states, ball jump. Hey, you have that, so what are you getting stuck on? Index was outside of the bounds of the array. Oh. That would be why, wouldn't it? For some reason, the wall jump type isn't being set. That would do it. We're just gonna do this real quick. This won't actually fix the problem, but it will let me confirm for sure if I think it's the thing that I think it is. Oh, now you want to work right. Well, okay. Oh, I did the order wrong. Shit. It's supposed to be in front of it. I was like, why didn't the thing warn me about it? It's because I didn't put it in the right spot. Mm-hmm. Actually. So we can get around it by doing this. So, that's because it was an assumption that past me made that was kind of dangerous. and that's why. I was like, okay, when we first go in, we don't have a wall jump type, which is like not good in theory because of okay, hang on. There we go. Something funny's going on with wall sticking. So I gotta go look into that real quick. Because that's also acting a little weirder than it should be right now. Let's take a look. Have that. Okay, so then it should... Yeah, then we should be checking for that already. So what did I do that caused that to stop working consistently? That's annoying. Yeah, okay. Now it did the thing it's supposed to do. Minus the part where, while attacking while in midair, switch to wall stick attack for some reason, but whatever. The vector can't be 0 parameter target. Oh. Huh. Where's it turning from? Over here. Okay, I have to figure that out later. That's a later thing. But basically, insofar as like actual progress stuff, me went anyway. Yeah, I have to figure that out at some point because it's not changing to the right animation, and I'm not sure why. It's probably something in here. Okay, there we go. That might help fix it, maybe. I might have been doing some faulty checking in the code for what animation to use. Yeah, better. Actually, that's not right. There we go. I had some faulty error checking in the code. I had some faulty logic in the code that controls like much better. Yeah, so now the only thing is that when Koro is attacking in the air, for whatever reason, her gravity doesn't do things correctly. Well, there's one way that we can forcibly correct this, I think. We just make sure that when we're in the fall state, gravity must be asserted. Because if we're falling, that means that we should be like falling normally. Good. Okay, this is good. So what we can do now is one better even. And over here in Koro's attack code, if she's in the air, we make sure that gravity is turned on. We're not skill stick. Then we should be doing all of that. Okay, there we go. That should probably more or less resolve it. Now we can't jump for some reason. Ah, crud. Okay, so then why isn't it? Uh, Something else is going on there, but that's more energy than I want to get into. But basically, the main things that I've been doing insofar as now that the code is working, I'm mostly that it's working anyway. The things that I've mostly been doing as far as how core busters has been concerned is mostly just um, is most has mostly just been about like fixing animations and getting like other HUD things to work. And making sure that like, projectiles do the thing that they're supposed to do. So yeah, now Vogue can like sit and fly and like actually shoot while flying. So she's not supposed to be going this fast, which means that I need to slow her down because that's not supposed to be that fast. Where is that state machine skill? Yeah, nah, you're not supposed to be that fast, hun. Slow down some, yeah? That's a little much. Yeah, basically as long as the closest enemy is in range, Vogue shots will automatically travel toward them. Even when she's flying. Or at least they should. Character body 3D play. Didn't I fix that? I thought I fixed that. Oh boy. I thought I fixed that, but apparently not. I don't know specifically why it keeps doing that, but it's like it's reaching for a bit of code that doesn't play anymore, and I don't know why it keeps doing that. It's very weird. I'm pretty sure that I didn't put it into any of the animations that are here. Where there's like a function call. Pretty sure I didn't anyway. So I'm not really sure why it keeps doing that. Yeah, none of that's there. So I don't know why it keeps doing that. But it's neither here nor there. Um, I guess I might as well go do the stuff with level manager that I meant to. So let's see here. Hang on. What did I even name that enum? I don't remember. There we go. Just gonna I just need to grab a thing real quick so I don't have to do a bunch of stuff. All right here. So what I just did here, right? The whole point of that code that I just did is relatively straightforward. Well, relatively straightforward. Here's the idea behind what's supposed to happen, assuming that I did this correctly. I should get rid of this thing. So, assuming that I did this correctly, this thing here, should do this. So the idea here is that I basically pointed this character load path basically says, hey, go into the files and this is where you're going to find the character to load, right? And we substitute in the name of whatever character that we're going to like actually use. And then we're going to load that as the player scene. And then we instantiate it. So the reason why this is helpful is because now, rather than having like manually pick which character I want to load each time, I just pick it, or rather, what I can do is I can just pick it from a drop down instead of having to manually load it every time. And ideally, much further on down the line, what this will eventually allow me to do past that what that will allow me to do past that is basically set it up so that, like, at a character select screen, for example, I can say, hey, give me this character. And we go from there, right? Okay. I think I figured it out. So, for some reason, attack, like landing from a jumping attack doesn't work the way it's supposed to, I don't think. Hold on. Let's stop for a second. Aha! That's why. Figured it out. Mostly, I think. Thank you so much for the follow. We do keep our follow alerts anonymous so that people can follow without having to, like, actively indicate, oh yeah, I'm here, blah blah blah. So if they want to like lurk, if you want to lurk while following, that's completely fine. Um, we're gonna make it. Oh yeah, and yes, welcome to the Gauge King. Yes, this is true. Thank you, Val. Brain was doing brain things, so I probably forgot to say that. He's no jumps. We're just gonna do it here instead because this way I can keep a better track of. Troubleshooting is all brain to be occupied. True. So now for Koro, I can come over here. And for a little bit, I'm going to turn off this state debug thing so I can kind of concentrate on uh, the specifics of. Okay. There we go. That should handle it. I think I realized what it was. Because you can't. I set it up so that at least while you're in the air, I don't think you can, like. You can't. Or you can. But. Yeah, there we go. So basically, just to be better safe than sorry, I set up an extra. I set up an extra failsafe that both resets and re-enables your jumps whenever you actually land on the ground. So we're just always sure, basically. So it's a little hard to see, but Koro can, in fact, attack while dashing. And enemies can't touch you. So enemies can't touch you while they're blinking from damage, which is helpful. Right? And you also get a little bit of invulnerability while that's happening, so you avoid you avoid getting like knocked over. So huh, that's an accident. You're not supposed to be able to dash twice. But you know what? I like it enough. We're keeping it. It's fine. Not a bug, it's a feature. Yeah, something like that, right? Okay, I should probably fix that too also. Hold on a second. If I go over to Koro's skill state, we should be able to fix this thing. So for skill for Koro, what we want to do is... during the update state. So while we are in this state and updating it, you can't see it because I have the window over it. What we want to do is make sure that we have this. So this means that for these purposes, I need to make sure that Koro's dash state has a reference to the jump script, because otherwise, so let's just do this. Export group reference nodes. Do export jump state node. And the reason why we need this is so that we can do jump state node dot wall jump raycast checking. So the reason why we wanted to... Oh wait, no, it's not going to work yet. Fuck. I forgot to assign it. Ah. A state machine should probably be able to get its own nodes and give them accordingly, shouldn't it? But my brain is empty, and I have not figured out how to do that yet. But that's fine. Not that I haven't figured it out, but more like I have not put forth the effort into like actively... I have not put forward the effort into actually making that a thing, is the better way to put it. There we go. So, so I just switched that real quick, just so that I can like see, because I saw that the wall stick is being called twice. I just need to know what two times it's being called. Okay. The reason why I'm doing this is because this is what's happening. Because of the way that that code is set up, um, it is always checking for. There are certain circumstances under which it will always check for. Nope, that didn't actually fix it. Never mind. That didn't actually fix it. So I think what I should probably do actually is, because my guess is this is an update state, so it shouldn't actually be running during those other times unless I did something to make that different. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. I'll leave it for now because that's something that I can fix eventually. But more trouble than it's worth to try to pin it down right this second. So let's see here. Bye, run early tonight. Take care. Catch you later, Val. Thanks for stopping by. So let's see here. So faces load correctly. Okay, I guess I can do it. I guess I can do one more thing that might help here. Don't need to export this because I know it's doing this right now. Cool. So when we enter, make sure that wall stick locked in is false. And over here, we make sure that we'll do this. And then here, we just do this one, and this one. And I think that might help alleviate that problem. Basically, I just made a variable that makes it so that it's only checking for a wall stick like once per any given time that you're in the. It almost worked out. Now something else is happening. Okay. Hmm. Let's try this now. Okay. I gotta rearrange this a little, I think, basically. We're gonna check for this first. Then we're gonna check for this. Then we're gonna check for this. So we're gonna rearrange these in the order of we're going to rearrange these in a very specific order. So what I'm trying to do, what I did here was that I deliberately rearranged the order of priority in which we check for wall sticks. So first we check if we're doing this. Okay, so that worked. Now the problem is just that so basically we have all of these things. I know what it is. I think I know what's happening here. I think I know what's happening here. It's over here. This is why. So, in the player state for Kuro's dash, there's a whole thing where we check whether or not we're on the ground or in the air, and then we automatically switch the animation over. And what I should really be doing is I should be checking to make sure that we're even still in the current state, right? If we haven't already left the dash state. And this is the part that I forgot, basically. I forgot to make a situation where we check, because there's a whole function that ends the dash and does all the other stuff, right? And I forgot to double check and put a lock on it to say, hey, before you do this stuff, okay, hang on a second. Because it looks like that logic of else if change is causing one other issue now. And I gotta try to hunt down real quick. Oh, that's why. Silly me. It's because of the lock. It's because of the lock-in. It's causing problems. I need to take this out now because that's not what was actually causing the issue. So we can yank that because that's not what was causing it. Okay, try this again. There we go. Now that I fixed this mostly, if you dash straight into a wall, if you dash into a wall of coral while you're in the air, you stick to it without having to like actually hold in the direction. Okay, good. So that all works the way it's supposed to. So it looks like that's mostly sorted out, thankfully. Well, okay. I'm trying to think of what else I actually had planned for today, and I can't think of anything because debugging most of what I was debugging ate up the entirety of my brain power, and I don't remember what else I wanted to do for this stream. I'm trying very hard to remember, and my brain is not putting it together. Um, Debugging, and not that it was a bad thing because it was better that I fixed it now rather than later. Yeah, bugs transferred from code to brain. Yes. All that works though, and I'm happy about that. So I'm trying to think if there was anything specifically else I wanted to cover. I can't really think of anything because like Stebby said, the code has transferred bugs from the code has transferred bugs from my brain from the code to my brain. Uh, I think there might be one thing that I'm thinking of. Yes, I got it. Ah, that's how you can tell that I'm a mess. I think I'm gonna actually, you know what I can do right now that I think is relatively low effort that I will be grateful for later. I'm gonna update the state machine a little bit. I'm gonna update the code for the state machine a little bit. What I'm gonna do is make it so that set state internally force. Do here is do public state should do it like this. So state what we're gonna do is there we go, and that should handle that. That should handle that pretty cool. So what this is for, I can do this now, right? Finds a state using the partial key. So the reason why I want to do this is very simple. I want to make it so that if for whatever reason, right, like let's say for example, let's go back over to the dash state for Coro so I can demonstrate this. So you see over here, right, I have to do a jump state node in order to do all that other stuff, right? I export it and do all this other stuff. But if I don't want that, let's say that, for example, I just want to be able let's say that for whatever reason, right, I just want to be able to fix it so that, oh yeah, right, if I need to get a jump state node, right, I just want to be able to search my state machine and do all that. Right? All I really have to do now is say that jump state node equals state machine dot get state node partial name search jump, and then I just have to cast it to a player state jump, right? Because I know for a fact that whatever node I get, like whatever node I get is going to be it's going to be a state, right? And every player state is also a state. So I can cast it like this and it should work fine. So what this basically saves me having to do, and to be clear, it is entirely okay if you do a lot of like what's called an export in Godot. If you do an export in Godot in order to like load in a specific node or whatever, like that's okay, right? Alright, night, Stubby. Interesting. I thought that was going to work, but doesn't look like it. Well, we can try this instead, I guess, and let's see if that works. Yeah. It's a little sloppier, but it works. So basically, right, all I really need to do now or really, if I want to be even better about it, I can just literally put it over here in public override on start. Basically, I can just do this. So when we first, so if we enter it and we don't have the jump state node set up already, we can just manually add it. So the reason why this is useful is because it now saves me from having to because it's very easy to forget to do setups for other stuff in terms of oh yeah, I need to have this state node ready for XYZ, right? So similarly over here, right, I can now do, where is it? I can grab this, right? And over here in this on start, very simple thing I can do here now, right? Where I can just do if wall stick state node is null, then wall stick state node equals player state, or rather, right? And then I can just do this. Cool. And so the reason, the reasoning behind all of this is that now if I need to reference other states for whatever reason, right, rather than having to do a thing where it's right, I have to manually do XYZ stuff, I can really, right, I can just do what you see here, public override. No, onstart is already over here. So over here on start, I can just do these two things, right? There's a property for this. I need to be able to check, and I can't remember what it is because I know that I set it up so that the player this can tell if this is a wall jumping variable. It's like a wall jumping character or not. There we go. It's in the player script mode. So let's say I know. So if player script node dot is wall jumping character, right? So very simply now, right? Now it's a thing where I don't have to now it's a thing where I don't have to have exports for any of the states that I want to use. I just need to make sure that whatever word I use for the partial name search matches what I want somewhere in there, right? So again, this is useful because it makes it so that I don't have to spend as much time like making sure that I don't have to spend as much time making sure that, oh right, if I need a script reference for floating or I need a script reference for this, right? I don't have to export all this other stuff, right? I can just very simply go into the on start of a particular function, just say, hey, if this node is null, go grab it. And because in certain states I know, for example, Voke state attack only belongs to Voke, right? So there are specific things that I know I will always be able to find. Right? I know for a fact that Voke will always have, right, a floating, like I know that like I can always do this and be safe because I'm in Voke's attack state. So there's no way that like any other character will cross pollinate by accident because characters can't use each other's attack states and things like that. Very explicitly set it up so that it doesn't happen, right? And this is why like being able to have a state, and that's why I should say this more clearly because my brain is like having a couple skip rounds right now. Right, jump does need a wall stick state node, right? Case in point, right? Like I can remove a bunch of this stuff where I don't necessarily need to have certain things. Even here, right? I can do, yeah, I know I can't start that directly, shush. If, what's this thing called? Wall stick state. So, right, I can even do player skip node dot is wall jumping character, right? Now I can just do wall stick state node. Just so I'm not always adding it every time because I shouldn't need to. And the reason why I had to do a partial match is because this way I don't have to remember exactly the full thing. I can just like put in part of the name and it still works fine. I need to do one other thing. There we go. Keep that check from firing a bunch of times because we don't need it to fire a bunch of times. All we really need it to do is like fire like once. So don't need that. Right, even for this, right, now I don't even need, for example, I don't even need to do an export for the move state node. I don't anymore. Because, right, I can just do this. So if move state node is null, then move state node equals right? I can just do this stuff. And the reason why this is important is because the less things that I have to jump back into the inspector to remember to put in, the easier my life gets, right? And again, there's nothing wrong with like using exports and like putting stuff into the inspector if you want to do it that way. There is nothing wrong with that, to be entirely clear, right? Like it is okay to do that, right? Like there's nothing wrong with doing that. It's just that for my purposes, where I'm like, hey, it makes my life a lot easier if there are certain things that I don't have to like manually go looking for, then that's better for me. Where it's like I can just let the code fire and forget and I don't have to think about it, right? I'm no longer worried about like, right, where is this thing? Makes my life easier. And that's just generally better for me. So, better that that's done that way. And then I actually need to take that change. I need to take the fact that we can do that now and backport that like one other thing, just to be safe. That is. Or I will have to at some other point later from now. But I have a thing to go to. So we are ending stream. We're ending stream now because I have a thing that I need to go. I have a thing I need to go do. And being late to this thing would be kind of awkward. Okay. So, Sin, you awake? Bueller? Alright, probably not. So, I'll run the things. Links. If you want to read game analysis and design stuff that I do, go check out my NeoCities. Stream vlogs are on my YouTube. Ko-Fi, you support me in the stream without giving money to Amazon and Jeff Bezos. I much prefer Ko-Fi subs over Twitch subs. Makes my life a lot easier in some aspects because I get that money directly without having to wait for a payout. My throne is a way for you to do anonymous gift giving, whether you choose to buy a thing straight out or help contribute via crowdfunding, either or. And my card has all my other social media links. I'm mostly active on Blue Sky these days. If you want to know more about Munity, it's not a prototype anymore. It's a demo now, officially, because we have enough in there that really it's like a demo. Munity is the indie game studio co-op that I helped. Is the indie game studio that I helped found. I've been told recently that I cannot say the word co-op for certain reasons, not because of anything bad, but just because like functionally, technically, be long story. But I have to be more careful about it. That's what I'm saying. So take out the COM from community and you get munity. You can join us on Patreon, free or paid, to help support our game. And if you want to play Shoot Lancer, the demo is up over there. The demo is up. The demo is up at that link, so feel free to check it out. Last but not least, if you want to hang out with us when we're not doing stream stuff, Guilded is where we're at. You do have to make a Roblox account that you never have to use for anything else if you don't want to, if you want to join the Guilded. But if you're not into that, that's fine. No stress, no judgment. All right, that's pretty much all I've got. This Friday is going to be probably just straight KOF. Because next week, first week of February, next Friday is going to be Street Fighter 6 because my Shiranui is going to release, and as scared as I am to play against her in like King of Fighters, I guess I'll try her out in Street Fighter 6. That's the plan. So Fighting Friday this week, 6 p.m. Eastern Time will be KOF 15. Next week, 6 p.m. Eastern Time, next week Friday that is, will be Street Fighter 6, and we'll play Mai in that game and see how she's turned out. This upcoming Sunday, 5 p.m. Eastern Time, is more Shin Megami Tensei Nocturne. We are coming up rapidly to the end game of Nocturne. There's not that much left now that we've like cleared the diet building and everything. We basically only have like the major dungeon left, that is the tower. I shouldn't say the name of the dungeon yet, but basically we only have one major dungeon left as far as the game is concerned, but we have a bunch of extras to go run around and go do first before we even get to that. So we're going to be slowly making our way toward the end game. It's 5 p.m. Eastern Time this Sunday. Next Wednesday, our first game dev stream of February. I may be able to show you mystery game stuff. I may stick to Viral Core Busters. It depends on where we're at. That'll be 6 p.m. Eastern Time. So, thank y'all for coming. Stay safe. Wash your hands. Wear a mask. Don't go outside if you don't have to. Be excellent to each other. But not to bigots, racist, terrorists, sexist, anti-queer folks, or Zionists. These are your reminders. Black Lives Matter. Trans rights are human rights. Reproductive rights are human rights. Palestine, Sudan, the Congo, New Caledonia, Haiti must all be free. None of us are free until all of us are free. I'm not going to dwell on it. I know that, like, the world out there is rough and tough and miserable. I know. Do what you can for the people that are around you, and for your communities, right? And that is the important part. You can't fix everything. You can't take on everything. And I know that it can be like frustrating and scary and frightening and a whole bunch of other stuff, but you know, so it goes. All right, y'all. I'm going to find you somebody to hang out with. So let me do that really quick. I think, are we clear with him? I think he's off cooldown. Yes, he is. We're gonna go hang out with J-Rock the God, because he's... J-Rock is playing Wind Waker and raising money for PCRF. But he's also... I can't describe to you the mod that he's using for Wind Waker, aside from y'all gotta see it to believe it. So we're just gonna go over there and go hang out with J-Rock. Because, like, I could explain it, but it's funnier if y'all see it yourselves. So give him an SJH's raids when we get in there. Let him know who sent you, throw in your favorite emotes. They don't have to be my emotes. I'll catch y'all later, whenever later is. Yeah, y'all just gotta see this mod to believe it. That's all I'm gonna say. All right, y'all. I'll catch y'all later. Take care. Deuces.